Welcome to Aging Insights. I'm Melissa Chalker, Program Manager of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging to provide information and resources to boomers, seniors, and caregivers. The New Jersey Foundation for Aging's mission is to enable seniors to live with independence and dignity in their communities. Balance is a word that we hear a lot. Eat a balanced diet, have a healthy balance between work and play. Balance is also important with our physical and mental health, which is why today we're going to talk about two different types of exercises that can promote both physical and mental balance. Did you know that September is Fall Prevention Month? Many serious injuries can occur when someone takes a fall. A great way to prevent a fall is by exercising to improve your strength and balance. Improving your strength can also help protect your bones in the event of a fall. Today we'll be talking about these two types of exercises that can help with your balance and physical fitness, which are Tai Chi Cha and yoga. Both of these practices also have other great health benefits for both the mind and body. I am joined today by Siobhan Hutchinson of Next Step Strategies, who will talk to us about Tai Chi Cha, and Romy Toussaint of Romy Yoga, who will talk to us about yoga. Thank you, ladies, both for joining us today. I'm really glad to have you here to talk about these two exciting ways to stay physically fit and strong as we go through our daily things here in life. Siobhan, I would like to start with you, and if you could just explain to the audience what Tai Chi Cha is.
Yes. One of the best ways to describe the practice is that it's a mindful moving meditation. Okay. So it's very easy to do. It's sort of like a dance-like form, but very easy with many health benefits, especially for seniors.
Wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started with this practice?
Well, it is a rather long story, so I'm going to give you the short version. But I remember quite vividly during the 1970s when Nixon was credited for opening up China, that was our first glimpse into China, and we saw for the first time acupuncture being performed, and also I remember seeing seniors doing a beautiful dance-like form, and I got very excited, and I turned to my mother and I said, "Oh, I want to do that," and I was just mesmerized by that, and it was just a yearning to try it. Wonderful. To see what it was all about.
And so you sought out the practice and learned how to do it, and
that's correct. That's the long story.
That's the long story. I know that's the long part, but if you would tell us then how you became
sure.
able to teach others how to do it and how that came about in your life.
Sure. What happened was I initially was doing a martial arts form called Tai Chi Chuan, and it didn't resonate well with me, and I was in my mid-20s, and I almost gave it up because I kept saying, gee, how come I could see seniors doing this, but here I'm in my mid-20s, and I had dislocated my knee as a dancer, and I could not do deep knee bends for the Tai Chi Chuan. What I found out later was this was more of a martial arts form, and later when Tai Chi Cha came into my life, it actually strengthened my knees and prepared me for longer and more difficult forms, and it's not martially arts based. Right. It's more of a health benefit.
A health benefit, wonderful. So now that allows you to share that practice with many others, including seniors who do participate in your program and in your classes. What do you think attracts older adults to Tai Chi Cha as a practice?
Yes, a number of things. One, a lot of seniors, as you had mentioned at the beginning of the program, are concerned about balance and about falling. So I have a lot of seniors who come to me with knee challenges or joint or aches, and this improves Tai Chi in general, improves balance. It also is approved by the Parkinson's Foundation. There was a big study done recently showing that symptomatic relief through the use of Tai Chi, Arthritis Foundation, but Tai Chi Cha in particular has been adopted by UCLA for research studies primarily done with seniors. Wow. So seniors come to this because it improves their balance, general health benefits, and if you want to know specific studies.
Yeah, I think, definitely hearing that, that it helps with joint and arthritis pain and things like that are wonderful.
Right.
What are some other health benefits that you've
Okay.
seen seniors gain
Sure.
from it?
Well, I'm really proud to say that this particular form of Tai Chi Cha has been adopted by UCLA for research studies. So there were 3 major research studies done recently that has gained a lot of publicity. One was done with seniors who had had chickenpox as children. And as you know, if you have chickenpox, there's a propensity towards shingles.
Right.
So they took this group and they asked them for their to draw blood, to have blood serum levels prior to learning the practice, and then 8 weeks after. In as little as 8 weeks, their immunity levels rose. So that is a very promising thing, especially with a lot of seniors being concerned about shingles and also about other ailments. The second study, and I have to say, some seniors may say, oh, there's a side effect to Tai Chi Cha? Yes, in a way there is. It improves sleep quality, which a lot of seniors come to my classes and have the complaint that they have insomnia or they don't have good quality sleep. So your sleep quality improves. And the third study that is significant is it decreases the symptoms of depression. So the subtitle of Tai Chi Cha is Joy Through Movement.
Right. That's really interesting, and I love how you went through each study like that, because I was heading in that direction in terms of, we've talked about the physical benefits and balance and strength and, help with joint pain and such, but there is also a mental benefit. There's,
oh my goodness.
A calmingness to the movements, is that right?
Absolutely. One of the reasons people do come to the class, besides physical challenges and balance issues, also internal balance. There's a lot of stress that people carry, and I would like to say probably more stress nowadays than ever before. And I have so many seniors coming to me that are whisper to me, oh, I'm anxious. I'm very, I seem really, stalwart and strong, but inside I'm anxious, I'm nervous. And I've had even one person in particular who said she almost needs to take a sedative before making an appointment to see the dentist, not even being at the dentist's office. So I taught her a technique through the Tai Chi Cha, and she came back and she said, my dentist said at the end of the session, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're so relaxed.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
What an extra added benefit that you're doing something for your physical health, but it also ends up helping with your mental health and your just overall well-being. So those are some great examples. Do you have any other examples of maybe a senior who's come to you with a particular issue that you feel was resolved through their practice?
Yes, I had one. I have many stories, but one that was amazing to me. I had a senior lady come in, and she seemed frozen on one side, and she explained to me that she had suffered a stroke about 3.5, 4 years ago, and one side was more flexible, more mobile than the other. So she was having balance issues. We can accommodate Tai Chi Cha to fit particular needs. So it could be done seated or standing. We can adjust the form. So I worked with her in the class, and after the 8-week class, she wrote me to say that she was so proud that she could do Tai Chi Cha in the middle of her living room without a chair next to her to grab onto for support. And she said, and I want you to let everybody know that even though I had the stroke 3.5, 4 years ago, and the doctor said I would never improve my symptoms, that's the way it was going to be, she said, I'm proud to say I'm so much better now.
Wonderful.
So that was a really inspiring story.
It really is. So really anybody can do Tai Chi Cha, from what you're saying, right?
I am going to put myself on the line. You can call me, and I'm going to say yes. And for a deeper understanding, people can call me. But Absolutely. I've worked with people in long-term care facilities. I work currently right now at 2 assisted livings, both the independent and memory care unit. And at one of the long-term care facilities that I was at, people came in with walkers, wheelchairs, and I had one lady that was on I call it a wheelchair recliner. And she was a beautiful woman, and she said, "I'm so sorry, all I can do is this. I can just move one arm." And so we worked with her, and I had her do certain things, and a couple weeks later she looked at me and she said, "I don't know how to explain this, but my feet are burning." And so she was getting stimulation in a part of her body that she could not move.
Interesting. Well, so people can do modified
Absolutely.
positions, you're saying in seated or holding on to something like a walker or a chair?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I particularly love Tai Chi Cha as the form to teach, especially to seniors.
Yeah. The idea of looking for this now. We've told the audience about Tai Chi Cha. If they're interested in finding a practice, are there some tips or things that you want them to look for and things to avoid? Because I know you, in your story about how you found Tai Chi,
Right.
You had a little bit of an issue there with finding the right practice for you.
Right, right. I would just say, first, if you're a senior or if you're a person who does have a lot of, physical challenges, I would recommend going to a smaller class, say between 10 and 15 tops people. Make sure the instructor is an accredited teacher. In the Tai Chi Cha community, you need to be accredited to teach. It's a very, very thorough and lengthy process that all of the teachers go through, and have a teacher who's experienced with a diverse group of people. I would say that's very important, and also for myself in particular, I continue my education. A lot of the Tai Chi Cha teachers, we say we're teachers and we're still students, and we continue our training, and I feel that is so very important. Like any type of license out there where people continue their education, same with accredited teachers.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm sure that after hearing all this, some of our audience might also want to know, well, what does Tai Chi Cha look like? So if you could, possibly, I would love it if you would demonstrate for us a couple of movements, and we'll, take a look at them and see. That way our audience can get a great look at what Tai Chi Chi is. Thank you, Siobhan, for that. That was really wonderful. And I'd like to move on then, Romy, to please talk with you about yoga. And if you could just explain for us what yoga is.
Well, yoga is a practice that works on your body, your mind, and your spirit. It is an ancient practice, and the word itself, the Sanskrit word, means union, to yoke together body, mind, and spirit. So when we practice yoga, we are making our body strong, flexible, and balanced, as well as our mind and our spirit.
Wonderful. So it really is all about balance then with yoga.
Absolutely, because when we practice just the physical practice of yoga, we are focusing on making our body, the poses have strength components, balance component, as well as flexibility components.
Sure.
But we're asked to concentrate and focus as we're doing these poses. And so it takes us to a level where we really have to use our mind and we have to focus on our breath. So it brings you to a level of concentration, which is relaxing as well as making your body stronger, more flexible and balanced.
And can you tell us how you got started in yoga?
Well, I fell in love with yoga back in 1992. I was always in the athletic field. I played soccer and all kinds of different sports. And a friend gave me a yoga videotape and said, "Have you ever done yoga?" And I was like, wow, no, I don't think so. So I watched the video and then I did the practice, the entire practice. And because I was athletic, I was able to do it. But the next morning I woke up and I felt sensations in parts of my body that I had never felt before, especially around my lungs and my heart center, because yoga focuses so much on breathing and properly breathing. And I realized that I wasn't breathing properly before, you know, and I felt a sense of calm. My body, I felt sensations in so many different places in my body that I never did before because of the variety of poses and the demands that all these poses put on your body. I really felt like, whoa, this is something I want to do forever. And so I became a student of yoga since 1992, and I began teaching in 1998. And have left my career in the outside world and have become a full-time instructor.
Wonderful. So you do teach yoga to others, and I understand that you do interact with and have some seniors that come to class. Is that right?
Yes, I teach yoga to seniors especially.
Especially.
Yes.
And what do you think draws seniors to the practice of yoga?
Well, I think it's because they feel like they can do it in their own way and at their own levels. And a good instructor will teach everybody to follow their edge, to really find their edge. So the practice of yoga is about feeling. You walk into the room, you want to feel your body in the poses, and if you're feeling, then you're doing it. So there's no need to really push beyond your limit to look like anybody else. And so in the room, you're in the pose, you're feeling, you're breathing, you're finding your own challenge, and that really is what it's all about.
Sure. And similar to what we've heard about the Tai Chi Chuan, it is modifiable, as you're saying. You know, everyone should look within their own abilities and not compare themselves to others. So there are ways to modify a pose if you can't do it because of an ailment or you're just not at that level. You can do it a different way.
Absolutely. You know, I call it like baby steps. You know, a baby kind of rolls over, then crawls, then runs, then you know. So it's the same thing. We can do every pose in our own way. So we can modify by using a wall, by using a chair, by even someone who is bound to a wheelchair can practice yoga in the chair by moving the body parts that they can. And there are so many aspects of yoga. There's 8 full path in yoga. So the poses is just one part. The very first thing that is taught in yoga are universal moral principles, which begins with nonviolence and truth. So if you are sitting and practicing yoga, and your first principle is I'm not going to hurt myself, then you're going to be very mindful about how you do it. And you're going to admit to the truth, like, oh, this felt like pain and not good. So you're going to modify.
Right.
So a good teacher will keep talking to you and say, you know, as you do this pose, how do you feel good? Does it feel like it's beneficial rather than hurtful? Because it's so easy to compare ourselves with other people. We're in a group class and we see someone in an extreme pose and we want to, I want to do that. And so we get out of ourselves. So the true practitioner will take in those principles and really focus on how is this benefiting me? Is this pose true to me? And am I doing it in a way that is helpful to me?
Right. And in doing that, you're there to gain a benefit, to get something out of it, so you certainly don't want to hurt yourself. I did bring an article with me that I kind of have been keeping on my desk for a little while, and it says yoga helps the heart, and it talks about a study where they were looking at really people with a rapid heartbeat or other, heart ailments, that they found in a study that practicing yoga really helped to alleviate those symptoms and for the person to have better heart health. Would you say that that's accurate?
Absolutely true. There's so many different studies that have to do with hypertension, reducing blood pressure, arthritis, so many. And it happens within a really short period of time. There are studies that show that practicing just 1 hour of yoga per day over 30 days will show reduce blood pressure, reducing hypertension, arthritis. The aging population, because we move less, because seniors tend to move less, then they tend to have things that will occur because of lack of movement. So lack of balance, joints deteriorating, muscles deteriorating. And so when we begin to move in yoga and using the breath to really calm the body to concentrate and focus, so you get not just the physical benefits, you get reduced blood pressure. Anxiety is reduced because the mood changes as we focus inward and realize that we're already strong, and we just need to focus on that and make that better. And one of the things that I think is this idea of gratitude that comes up when you can see yourself move and breathe, and you feel connected to your body, you remember who you are, and you just automatically practice gratitude. And that's just the number one reason for being healthy and having a sense of well-being.
Sure. So there really is, as you said in the beginning of your description, that mind-body connection. And it really does also help with those anxiety and depression issues, as we talked about also with the Tai Chi Chuan, that, that the practice of yoga and this looking in, you also see seniors who have a benefit mentally in that way with their emotions through yoga practice?
Absolutely. You know, the yoga helps you to feel strong. It helps you on the outside of your body, on the inside of your body. Seated postures like twisting helps with digestion. So many things get better as you do yoga because it works the inside, the outside, and the mind as well. So seniors will say, and everyone, not just seniors, that they sleep better. They're not so moody. They feel more confidence. And they feel more empowered. Two things that are a sign of long-term health and wellness is self-awareness and self-care. And so when you do a pose, you're aware of your imbalances. You know, I'm strong here, but I'm a little weak here. Or my right leg is tighter than my left leg. My right hip is tighter than my left. So you start to be aware of those imbalances. And so you can start to work on balancing that side of your body, on working on making this side stronger and bringing that into balance. So self-awareness comes with doing it, and then you start to take care of yourself. So you do it 2 or 3 days or 2 weeks and you feel good, you want to do more. And so then the benefits just multiply and multiply.
And I believe that prior to coming here, you asked some of your students, some of your senior students in particular, to share with you some of their thoughts or the benefits that they find in yoga. Would you share with us what they told you?
I would love to do that, but I want to also mention I have a particular senior who came to me about 6 months ago and was sent to me as a recommendation from his doctor because he had a serious type of arthritis where he had limited mobility in his back and his neck, and his range of motion is about like this far. But he was an avid golfer and actually played tennis, but wanted to be able to put the ball on the tee by himself. He cannot tie his shoes and has to have help to do, to reach for it. So he has an apparatus that he uses. And so we started doing just some yoga poses with him. He could not go down on the floor and get back up by himself. And so after about 3 months, he was able to go down onto the floor, lie on his back, and get up by himself. And I could not do a regular yoga class with him because he cannot go down to downward facing dog or any of those poses like that. And I tell that story, and it was only after 6 months that he had such mobility and felt such freedom, and that he's almost able to reach down to tie his shoes by himself. And he is so close to getting that ball down on the grass. He can literally get down far enough to just toss it and get it there. So it's just miraculous what can really happen. And I brought one of my seniors who said, I was born in June 28th, 1934. Yoga makes me feel good and gives me more confidence to age gracefully. The benefits that I have are much more flexibility, diminished body aches, better focus, stronger both mentally and physically, firmer body. I can trim and polish my own toenails. I have much better balance. And she says, a good instructor makes it really, really fun. And she has been practicing over 12 years.
Wow.
And a few comments from another one says, yoga contributes to an ongoing building of my self-esteem and a sense of physical capability. Practicing yoga boosts my spirits. Yoga helps me feel strong and open and capable with my body. I have learned to live with mindfulness, a sense of awareness and deep appreciation for what is going on around me. And finally, she says, I experience a sense of community and serenity through the practice. So practicing with a group is just a great way to have friends and to feel a sense of community, because there is a lot of loneliness and aloneness in aging.
Sure.
So this addresses all of that.
Absolutely. It gives them, as that woman said, a sense of community and that feeling of belonging to something. So that's wonderful. As Siobhan has done for us, I'd like if you would also demonstrate. I know there are some modifiable poses and there are some things that you can do, so I understand you'd like to show us how to modify and use a chair in that manner. So if you would show us that, that'd be wonderful.
Today I want to demonstrate two poses that are really helpful for strength, flexibility, and balance, and that anyone can do depending on their ability. So tree pose, or Vikrasana in Sanskrit, is a standing balancing posture. When you stand like this, you can take your leg up and take your arms up and pretend that you're a really, really big tree. This works on balance and strength. So if this is difficult for you, you could modify by keeping your hands on your hips, taking your legs lower, or even keeping your foot on the ground. And if this is still difficult, you could put your hand on a chair for balance, or even two hands on the chair, and just practice tapping the foot up and down. This is going to help you strengthen your balance, and as you get better, you can release the chair. Another pose is called warrior pose, warrior two. So it looks like this. So if you have really balanced, strong legs, you can take it deeper here, and so this is working your whole body strength. And if you're less able to stay in this pose, then you could not bend your knees so much. And if this is really, really difficult and you have balance issues, you can sit on a chair and do the same pose and work on getting stronger here and more flexible and balanced until you could do it off the chair. So those are examples of how you can modify yoga for you. Namaste.
Thank you, Romy. That was really wonderful. I hope the audience felt the same way about that and can learn something from that. I want to thank you both for taking the time out of your schedules to be here with me today and to share what you've learned and what you know with our audience. And I hope that they seek out these practices to help themselves with all of the things we've talked about. I would like to thank our guests for sharing their time with us today. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. To make donations to the foundation or to sponsor an Aging Insights program, please go to our website at www.njfoundationforaging.org or call us at the office at 609-421-0206. While you're at the website, please take a moment to fill out our new online survey about Aging Insights. We want to remind you to find out about senior services in your area. Please contact your county offices on aging, also known as the Aging and Disability Resource Connection in your county. You will see a listing of their numbers on our website, or you can call the state hotline number at 1-877-222-3737. Thank you for watching this episode of Aging Insights, and remember, aging is everyone's business.